Hi everyone, Quiveen here from the comfort of my kitchen. We are now just past the date where a lot of the cool stuff happened in November. We are just past the 17th, a little further past the 17th, which is around the time that Mercury had its greatest elongation. It's close to the date where the Leonids would have peaked and Jupiter would have reached opposition. According to the numbers I'm seeing in Stellarium, Jupiter isn't at opposition yet. We can see it reaching 100% full there over the next couple of days. There we go. The opposition magnitude minus 270. We're seeing it here at minus 280. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's definitely close to the magnitude we'd expect at opposition based on these numbers. So it looks like Jupiter's opposition is coming a little bit later in the month than I originally thought. All that opposition means is that the planet is directly behind you with respect to the sun. It's the exact same as a full moon, and all of the stuff we'd expect of a full moon, Jupiter does as well, as do all of the planets when they're at opposition. So here we are right at the end of November at just 10:30. We can see the great red spot there pointing towards us and a few of the smaller moons around Jupiter. We can see, yep, all four of the Galilean moons laid out around Jupiter, so it looks like this would be a good night to look at Jupiter, even if it wasn't at opposition. Because Jupiter is at opposition, it's going to be at its brightest, at its closest to us, and with us for the entire night. Jupiter will be rising when the sun sets and setting just as the sun rises. This means that we're going to be losing Jupiter in the morning and sort of gaining Jupiter in the evening. So we can see here Jupiter is going behind that inconveniently placed tree as the sun rises. But as we move later into the year and further into next month, we can see that by the 19th of December at least, Jupiter is gone quite a bit before the sun rises. It's still reasonably dark here at 7:30, and Jupiter's already after setting. We can see Mercury there coming up in the morning. And this is Mercury from the city, visible at just 7:30. If we keep pushing forward, Mercury reaches its greatest elongation a little before Christmas morning, and then stays with us even in the city until very nearly 8 o'clock. It never gets particularly high in the sky. Mercury is always a tough planet to spot. I am confident in saying that Mercury is the toughest of the planets visible to the naked eye to actually lay eyes on. Even though Uranus is only sort of visible to the naked eye, Uranus is right on the edge of what we can see without assistance. If you are in a dark countryside sky, you may be able to see Uranus with the naked eye. But even if you need to use a telescope or binoculars, it's there all night and it's there in total darkness. That will never happen with Mercury. We do have Jupiter with us all night. And if we come back to sunset, we can see there, yep, the sun is setting. Jupiter is still under the horizon. But if we move forward into, there we go, into December again, there's Jupiter already above the horizon as the sun sets. So that means we will have the brightest planet and the second brightest planet all in the sky together once we're through to sunset in December. As I mentioned, the Leonid meteor shower had its peak on the 17th. So if we move a little bit closer to morning time here to get the Leonid radiant up, there we go. There's the Leonids peaked on the 17th. So their peak has passed. But we do have more meteor showers coming up in December. I'll quickly move forward just to show. There we go. There's the moon moving through the radiance of a lot of those meteor showers, some of them on the nights that they will peak, so the moon will interfere. But we can see that there's several meteor showers there coming and going over the course of December. So as I mentioned, it may seem exciting that we've got 4 or 5 meteor showers all going on at the same time, but some of these will be quite minor meteor showers. However, we will look more at the values, the amount of meteors we can expect to get from those as we move a little bit into December. We can see here that the peak of the Monocerotids is still coming. They're peaking on the 21st of November, so their peak is still, upcoming, or it should be on the day this video goes live. It may be maybe a day late, but we'll see. We can see that it's got a variable amount of meteors, a very big variation from 5 to 400 there. even if we only get a few meteors in the sky, they will be adding to the meteors that we always see from the anti-Helion point, and a little bit, we might be getting some of the November Orionids as well. However, they will peak just a little bit later. Thankfully, they're peaking mostly without the moon. We can see there on the 21st, the moon is going to be up with the radiant of the Monocerotids. But it's important to remember that the radiant is just where the meteors radiate from. They can appear anywhere in the sky. We could see meteors over here whose radiant points back to the Monocerotids. Of course, we'll probably see more when the radiant is above the horizon, but you'll still see some at least. That is from the city. And of course, we are moving later. As we move later into November here, and we are still in November, we can see that Venus is really, really prominent in the evening. It's sticking with us all through the month. Right here at the end of November, Jupiter's already coming up as the sun sets, so it's definitely around its opposition. We'll move into the countryside just to see how this would look in a darker sky, but of course from early November to late November, not too much is going to change. But as we are approaching the winter solstice, that means that the sunset is going to be getting earlier and earlier. We're here at just 6 o'clock and it's already reasonably dark in the countryside. We still have a little bit of sunset glow. There's the glow of the Milky Way visible by 6 o'clock, 10 past 6, if you're in a dark enough sky. By the end of the month, the moon won't be interfering with us too much. So we can see... We can't quite see Mars and Venus at the same time here, but we should be able to pull that off a little bit later once we get into December. And we can see Saturn going there still quite early. Midnight is a great time to go looking for the planets, pushing up to 1 o'clock in the morning. But we can definitely see, there's the moon very, very close to the sunrise, and Jupiter fall behind that tree as the sky actually gets bright here just at the end of the month. So we have now, as I mentioned, past a lot of the cool things that are happening in November. But there are, of course, plenty of good things coming up in December as well. Because Jupiter is at this opposition point for a while, we are going to be able to see Jupiter pretty much all night for quite a while. And we can see here moving back, Jupiter appearing to move against the stars in one direction. Moving forward here, it appears to move the stars against the stars in the other direction. When a planet reaches opposition, there we go. It does this cool little reversal in the sky. So we can see that reversal is actually coming up next year. Jupiter will oscillate around this point because the Earth is orbiting the sun faster than Jupiter. We do have to catch up to Jupiter, and then we move past Jupiter. So we can see, we'll go back into early November. This is us sort of catching up to Jupiter. Late November, we're drawing level with Jupiter, and then we actually start moving past Jupiter, and Jupiter will appear to fall backwards in the sky. That's Jupiter in retrograde, not something that anyone really talks about at all. Oh, there's daytime, so we might not get to see Jupiter. No, we won't get to see Jupiter reverse again. Jupiter in retrograde is coming up. If you want to freak out any of your friends who put stock in astrology, maybe they will be able to account for Jupiter in retrograde. I don't know. Not too many of my friends put stock in astrology, so I haven't been able to challenge anyone on that, but maybe you will get the chance to. So that's Jupiter coming up to its opposition point at the end of this month by the looks of it. So that's one thing that we still have coming to us this month. But with the solstice, with Mercury coming up in the morning, and with a bunch of meteor showers, we've got even more coming up in December, particularly around Christmas morning, around the 25th of December. So that's actually a very good time to go stargazing. And of course, culturally, it's a time where a lot of people are up earlier in the morning or staying up later at night on Christmas Eve, depending on how you celebrate that time of year. Then again, if you celebrate the winter solstice on the 21st, that's also going to be a fantastic time to go looking for stars and planets. So we're going to come back to sunset in the countryside for not too late in November. We'll push a little bit later here, just so we can see Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus all up at the same time. We've been getting plenty of planets in the morning sky for the past couple of months, or around midnight. Here we are, 3 planets all together in the evening sky, and that should go up to 4 as we get into December. So do come back for the videos in December when I will provide updates about the planets at sunset yet again. I hope you enjoyed this video, just taking a quick look at some of the things that have happened recently and should happen in December. If you did enjoy this video, of course, please do like it. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel to support my creation of future videos. And if you'd like to read some of this information, you can head to my website, queebeanscontent.ie. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you back here next time.